Okay, so this is a little addendum following my demonstration and investigation into coverage projections. Whilst applying that, it sort of became apparent that in future tests, and indeed in that particular test, that I'm going to be needing to project multiple checkerboards onto the scene geometry. I've established that it is important to be able to differentiate one checkerboard from another, because in a real world project these would be separate images, or at least separate layers from the same image. I found that recolouring the checkerboards, although it's not exactly hard labour, I could see that doing it several times every time I perform a test is going to be pretty tedious. So this has led me to construct a custom node, which I happen to have named Checkmate, although it isn't called that in this particular example. This is a prototype from that I saved during the construction of it. I've saved this as a gizmo, which basically means that I can pull it from the menu in any Nuke scripts, providing it's been installed, and then use the slider to quickly change the colour. So I'm basically selecting from a bunch of pre-made swatches. That's essentially what I'm doing. So this is a group node. I'm just going to quickly explain and show this. So this is a group node, and this is the contents of the group node, and you can basically see that what I've got in here is a whole bunch of checkerboards which I've coloured using exactly the same method as I did in the coverage projection demonstration. They're all running through a switch, and then they're outputted, which gives us this output pipe just here. Okay, if we look at the interface, I've just created this simple interface which has got this little switch slider on it, which I can use then just to drag through, and I've got it connected to the switch, so at various points it just jumps to the next point in the switch. They're all differentiated by pipe numbers, look, and so I've just exploited that on this particular switch slider. So what this means essentially, if I just delete it, is because I've saved it and installed it as a gizmo, it means that I can come into my menu and I can just pull it down and quickly give it a colour, and then I can either do that again and create another one if I want to, or I can just copy and paste this one and then just change the colour of them as I go along. So that's the that's basically this tool that I've created, which hopefully will save me a bit of time. Okay, so by basically saving out this group as a gizmo, which a group allows me to do that, if I just create a node here and then group it, you can see that in the group node I have the opportunity to export it as a gizmo. Okay, which is exactly what I did in this case. To install this, what you do is you come into your .nuke folder, which should be installed inside your user ID, and inside this you will have had, when Nuke was installed, you'll have a folder called Gizmos, and you can see in here you just drag it in. As soon as you've dragged it in, it is accessible. However, I have actually just added it to the menu, and to do that all I've done is I've just used a little bit of Python script here. So I've got a folder here called my gizmo set, or my nodes. I've added an icon to it, which is just this little icon here, just so I can differentiate it. So this first part here is actually creating the toolbar itself, or creating this link on the toolbar, and then whatever I add as a command within that toolbar. So I've got two gizmos in here at the moment. I've got Dispel Madness, which is not my gizmo. This is an open source tool from Nukepedia, and then I've got my own, which is Checkmate, which is why when I click on this I have the option of Checkmate, and it brings it in. Okay, and there's the switch that allows me to change the colours. So that's about it. It's as simple a tool as I can imagine being created, but I'm hoping it's going to save me a bit of time and protect what's left of my sanity. And I hope you can appreciate the justifications for this, and also hope that you found the explanation useful.